Berserker Bear waiting, big YouTube heavyweight here. What's up, Berserker Bear?
Yeah, right. What's up,
how many subscribers you got?
Like 8,000.
10,000. I thought you were at 10,000.
Not yet, man. That'd be a big milestone for sure.
We can get there.
But yeah, I figured maybe we could talk about a little bit of the conspiracy type stuff. Tinfoil hat. That's like kind of my bread and butter, even though my channel is like history. I was a tinfoil hat wearing nutbag way back in the day, bro. And of course, I got the trusty conspiratorial Bible here. And maybe I can later. I'm on lunch right now, dude, from work, so I got like a half hour to chop it up a little bit. But I like this topic.
Do you have that book that you have? That's the William Cooper. Behold,
it's like the Bible.
Do you have the original version with the Zion chapter in there?
Got a funny story about that. So how I got that book originally was with my older brother, and I grew up with a bunch of dudes that I still I'm very close with, right? And my older brother and two of them went to New York City to go to John Jay College, like in 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, during 9/11. But every so often they come back, right? And like the first time my brother came back, he brought this book back, and it was the original. And it's funny that you say that, dude, because I was like, I think the original did have the protocols, right?
Yeah.
I got this one like 3 years ago because I couldn't find my older copy for my brother. But I did read it way back then, and that's kind of like in 2000, dude, before shit even popped off, right? And like I was that dude. Now, maybe we can give a little context here, because when people first start breaking into this stuff, you do want to tell the world, like, don't you know, bro? Like, it's all Illuminati, you know, Bilderberg. Like, I was downloading videos off of, you probably remember Napster and like Kazaa
and all that.
I was downloading, like, you could download videos off that. I have a lot of music from there, right?
And books,
but you could also
and everything too.
Yep. You could also download, like I was downloading when Jones went into Bohemian Grove. There was also another crazy ass video of Alex Jones when he was outside of a Bilderberg meeting, like in like Ottawa or something, and he was on a blowhorn just going nuts.
Yeah.
And seeing that when you're in high school, you're like jaw dropped, you know? So fast forward, I got that background. All my buddies, I'm on record for it. Like I was printing out, speaking of the protocols, dude, this is a funny story. I was printing out stuff like keywords I'd find in the book, right? It gets pretty dark, you know, you get into it. You start getting into like the Egyptian worship stuff. And like I was printing out stuff in my high school library, Kenmore West, taking it back home, pamphlets of stuff. My father wound up confiscating it from me because he's like, you're going nuts with it. You know, I'm like, Illuminati. I printed out the protocols in my high school library, bro. I got one full copy off, and the librarian caught the second one, right? So, yeah, and that book has a lot of terms. Now, fast forward to now, you start to see, like in retrospect, like ops like Q, for example, that because I had that history, I got away from it a little bit. You know, my buddies always busting my balls. My dad taking my papers. Life happens. You get a job. You always keep that though, right? Fast forward to now. That's why you could see ops. I was a big time Q-tard because of that history that I had. So I think that was almost like an op to grab certain dudes like that had that history and be like, get these dudes. And then Trump played along, you know, paced the truth community a little bit. I was a Q-tard for a while. I was a Trump-tard for a while. And shout out to Big Bear Owen. He kind of helped to give insight on that to help break that spell for real. Big time. I still keep that information, that data, but I look at it differently now because I see patterns of history repeating in cycles. And it seems like we're in one right now. So, and if anybody, shout out to the chat and Bowler Bear and everybody. I get a little triggered when I hear Bush Senior and Barack talk because it brings back the memories.
Yeah,
but
Barack is something else, man. I think
as a father, I'm more reserved now. I had my daughter 5 years ago, so you're a father too.
Yeah,
you can appreciate that.
Yeah,
gives you more insight.
The book we were talking about is called "Behold the Pale Horse." So I did find the original version at at a garage sale. I didn't even know there was an original and non-original.
Nice.
So I just found it at a garage sale for $1. I was like, well, I got to buy this.
$1? I was going to say, how much was that? 33 bucks?
$1. And so I just bought it. And then when I looked it up, I realized it's the original version. It sells for like $100 or something on eBay. I don't remember what I got for it. Sold it in like a couple days.
Nice. Oh, you flipped it?
Yeah.
I
should have kept it, but I don't know.
That's why I got this copy, just so I had a copy. I'm like, really, I should have, I'm like a pack rat with books, especially, right? And I couldn't find it. I thought it was at my parents' house. They live like a couple blocks away. Couldn't find it over there in my old room. So I'm like, I got to get it. Bought it online. I got this one, like I said, 3 years ago. But it doesn't have the protocols in it. So the one that you got, did it have it?
Yeah, it had it. So I picked it up at the sale and I said, what do you guys know about this? I thought they were ready to talk conspiracies with me. Right? And they said, I don't even know what that is.
Really?
No idea they even had it. I was like, oh, okay.
They might not have sold it for so cheap had they known.
Yeah, I don't know. They just had random stuff. Maybe somebody gave it to him or something. The crazy conspiracy uncle gave it to him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. We all have a crazy crazy uncle. So
or you are the crazy uncle.
Right. Now that we're getting a little older, man. I hear you say earlier that you're an old man now. I'm 39 myself. Illuminati confirmed. Right. Where's RV Truth? But it's cool. Like I listen to those guys and everything and take everything with a grain of salt. I have very strong faith now. But it's good, I think, to lend insight as to like people who are. I kind of feel bad for people who are just getting into this for the first time now, because you do feel that, especially women. You know, a shout out to the ladies out there who get emotional with this stuff, and you want the man to do something in your life for, like, you know, kids in the sewers or whatever, Hillary and stuff like that.
Absolutely, dude.
It's wrenching if you do have your faith and you're empathic or your sympathy. You feel sympathy for others, and you want something to be done, but it's hard to, because it's a systemic issue. On like a global scale now, a realm-wide scale, whatever, you know, whatever your cosmology is. So it's hard and it's wrenching. That's why the only thing you could do is literally, like, in this case, I will kind of commend some of Jordan Peterson's advice where he says, clean your own room, take care of your own circle and the people around you. And then the bigger problems kind of will, hopefully, God willing, take care of themselves. You can't tackle something like child ethicking tray, to use pig Latin, right? Especially from your neighborhood. You know, the way I look at it now is like I was saying in the chat, it's a lot of chaos in the news and stuff. People look at the news and they feel glued to their screen. It's nuts, man. I'm guilty of it too. But I use it for research a lot, and I'm grateful I can research from work. But it's like, what's news is what's going on down your street. You know, you got to get more local now in community, literally. And what you're saying with this whole like NWO stuff, I think a lot of it is projections, and they do like to scare. Like people talk about it. You listen to Klaus Schwab, it sounds like he's talking in certainties as to what's going to happen in 2030. That could scare the shit out of people. So I can understand their motivation to want to grab the torches and pitchforks and go take down the castles and the wizards in the White Towers. But be mindful of that. Because on a certain level, that's what they're wanting.
Yeah, 100%.
Keep your faith in your humanity.
When you look at how that guy dresses like a bad guy from Star Wars.
Oh, man, hilarious. There's things like purposely trolling, maybe, you think?
I think the whole thing is eventually, like I talked about on the initial stream, was they want to go towards more like nationalism, I believe now. And I think that those guys are there to be fall guys, I think you'll see them get arrested and tried in a world court or something like that. They're just there for that, to push that and eventually be removed, and then to push a whole new agenda of the nationalism, I believe.
Yeah, it seems like they're going back, like the pendulum is swinging back, and they're going to try to play that pendulum swing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The woke culture is going to get knocked off the banister in the middle by that pendulum, right? And they're going to try to play that, just like Trump did with the truther community. I like how you go at that too, man, and you keep people on their toes with it. So shout out to you and the work that you do, because not only did I learn, no doubt, not only did I like learn a lot of different channels from you, you helped to provide insight on this truther stuff. You got to be wary and tiptoe through the tulips a little bit, and keep your faith about you and your humanity for the listeners out there who are just getting into this stuff, because you can get swept up in the mob. I say often, that, you know, throughout history, you see like civilizational collapse and whatever. Like there is an element to the civilization that you get where you kind of understand where the elite or the so-called elite are like scared as fuck of, because there is an ignorant mob that tends to go and grab the pitchforks and torches to burn down the castle. But that mob, I'm noticing, it kills itself before it even gets to the destination. So be wary. Handle your business and your family, and hopefully we curb it from the grassroots up. And I really mean that. Truthfully, you know, honestly, like these wizards that with their projections, don't let it scare you. Look at it like theater, because on a certain level it is. I call it, it's like a Promethean theater.
The world is a stage.
There you go, man. Yeah, that Dionysian, Promethean, placating theater of these wizards. So they're so-called elite. To be elite is to walk with God. You think these so-called elite do? You know, that's where the fanatics come in, and they make it say spells without even realizing it in this.
Yeah, I saw you
language.
mention that in the first stream too, and you had the same insights that I had when he says we want the rule of law, not the law of the jungle. And I think
that's right. Okay, that's a good insight too. So when Bush is saying that, nice for bringing that up, bro. The rule of the jungle, if you really extrapolate it, that's natural law.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you on that. That's what he's talking about.
In my opinion, you know, I'm not saying I'm right, you're wrong type of deal. This is how I take it. Like, I think that he's kind of flipping it like a wizard, like Saruman. You know, he got a real nice silver tongue delivery, but effectively what he's saying is it's our law, our Dionysian law, Promethean law, the light. That's the law of the cities, the scarcity in the cities where we can control you.
Light. Yeah, dude.
So, and then the natural law, he's flipping it. Then natural law or jungle law is natural law, I think, in my opinion. So it's a flip.
I agree, 100%.
It's an inversion. Yeah.
In the chat, TOT says, I love this comment. He says, now human trafficking is the new tarot cards for chicks. I couldn't agree more. EBT and I want to talk more about that. I don't know if you've heard of this, Berserker Bear, but there's that new conspiracy kind of going nuts, is the Cabbage Patch Kids. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, of course.
It's based on that same thing. It's like these people think these postcards show child sex trafficking in the 1900s, and the basic...
Oh yeah, speaking of those, in conspiracy literature, there were those cards that I also saw in Days of Noah. He used them too. What are those called again?
The Illuminati cards, are you talking about?
I think so. There's like all these playing cards for different conspiracy theories and aspects and stuff.
Yeah, that's called the Illuminati card game from like the 90s. And EBT and I did a show covering every single one of those.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah,
when was that?
Probably still it's probably still up there. I'll put
look
the
for that one
or something.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say, man. I appreciate you having me on. Check out my channel, y'all.
Yeah, shout out your channel.
Bushwhacking History in Buffalo. If you like history, but you don't think things add up and you want to get a point of view from outside the bookends, like cool, C says, of like mainstream academia and a curriculum from higher education, I take a look at history through the lens of my faith and a different angle, especially here in Buffalo, because we got a rich history, we got rich architecture, and from the Industrial Revolution on, Buffalo is pretty significant. So.
No John Levi stuff, though, right?
As a matter of fact, John Levi is one of the originals that got me into it. But as of late, all I'm saying is he hasn't gotten back to me at all via email. I used to email him, and he did shout me out way back in the day, and I did get a boost in subs from him. So I'm grateful for him for doing that. But yeah, lately it seems his motivations are elsewhere. That's all I'll say. But shout out to John Levi. He did get me into this. Interested in this niche of history presentation on YouTube. So that's all I'll say about that. But I appreciate it, Chalk. And yeah, the channel
different.
Yeah, we talked about that and Tartarian Truth and all that stuff. So the channel is Bushwhacking History in Buffalo. And if you like history,
the link in the chat, and then
thanks a lot, dude.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate it. I'm gonna do more panels like this throughout the week coming up. So you're welcome back anytime, of course.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it, man. Be safe out there, all right?
Yeah,
cool.
For sure. Appreciate you, Berserker Bear. Everyone, the links in the chat there for you, and go subscribe. We got to get them up to 10,000 minute.